Hi, I'm Mike, and you're watching the Loft Sessions. And last weekend, we teamed up with 2000 Screens to bring you some great performances from some great bands. And this week, I sat down with James Scarlett, founder of 2000 Trees, to talk about this year and what's going to happen next year. Enjoy. Hello, James. How are you?
Hey, I'm good, thank you. Yeah, very good.
Good. It's a real pleasure to speak to you. Wanted to start really with, obviously 2000 Trees didn't happen this year because of, everything that's going on. But instead we had 2000 Screens, which happened just this last weekend. So I wanted to ask, how did 2000 Screens go?
Yeah, really good. I think we feel happy about how it all turned out. It's pretty stressful because when you run a festival like every year for 14 years, it's kind of gets to be the same thing. So you get good at it, you know who's doing what, and you're not worried about things falling down the cracks. Whereas this was like, we've never done it before. So we were kind of learning as we go. And yeah, it was pretty stressful, but there's a guy that is on our team called Mitch who did a lot of the work on the bands, and I think he really pulled it out of the bag, did a great job. Yeah, we've got a really good team here. So I was actually on site at 2000 Trees this weekend, having a few beers and just on an empty farm. So other people were doing the hard work.
Well, I think maybe when you get to your position, that's the you've earned that right, maybe.
Yeah, well, it's the first summer I've had off for 14 years, so it's quite nice to just actually sit back for a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that you've got to see the positives, and I guess that is one of them. Do you see maybe going forward, you implementing some element of 2000 Screens with 2000 Trees, or are you done with this now until you need to?
It's an interesting question that has not really occurred to me. Yeah, maybe we'll reprise it. Maybe we'll do it at Christmas. I don't know. Maybe that's quite a cool idea. Yeah, it was a one-off for us. We don't expect that there will be any festival cancellations in the future where we'd ever need to replace it. But maybe maybe we'll do something in the kind of quieter winter months. Well, you can claim that idea for your own when when you suddenly see it pop up.
Yeah. I'll take that one. So obviously, this year didn't go on, and so there will be one next year. And I understand there was a fundraiser for keeping 2000 Trees alive. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. So I mean, festival finances are pretty tough because it only happens once a year, and you spend a lot of money before the festival even takes place. So when the festival doesn't take place and suddenly you've got no income, it's quite a scary time just to try and stay in business. So we did this crowdfunder. We offered loads of crazy rewards, like some serious ones, and then some more fun ones, like you could get your photo printed and it would be put on a toilet door. So if you're ever queuing at that Portaloo, you're allowed to jump the queue because it's your toilet.
Right, that's quite. I like that, and that you can maybe abuse that if you know where your toilet is. You're straight to the front every time.
Exactly. It was really popular. I think we sold quite a lot, and they were 50 quid each. And then we did loads of cash back on the bar and the merch and the tickets and stuff. So people had lots of things to choose from, or they could just get a t-shirt or a hoodie. And we raised 120,000, which is mad.
Yeah. That's really impressive. I think that's a real testament to how loyal the fans are. You've obviously put on a really good festival, and they'd like to go to it again.
Absolutely. I think I know people really love 2000 Trees, and that makes me feel very. I know it sounds a bit cheesy, but it makes me feel very warm and nice inside. It's like, even though it didn't happen, if you look at the crowdfunder and 2000 Screens, you can see the love there is for 2000 Trees. So that is a nice thing.
Absolutely. So what is going to happen in 2021? Is the lineup going to stay the same as it did this year? How much different do you think it will be, or is it maybe a bit too early to tell?
No, I'm quite a long way through booking it. It will be. I think because 90% of people held on to their tickets, they didn't ask for a refund. So for those people, they will get the majority of the 2020 lineup will get rolled to 2021. What's exciting though is that. What's exciting for me is that there'll be an added, some cherries on the top of that cake of bands that people didn't know about, weren't booked for last year. and there's some we've got some really exciting things to announce. So it'll be like it's like a turbocharged 2020 lineup, if you know what I mean, for 2021. It's like 2020, but better. So yeah, I'm excited by that. Yeah, it's going to be, I feel like it could end up being the best year we've ever had, but we'll see. Because everyone's going to be desperate to party, aren't they? I mean, like, I think anyone who likes a festival or likes a pub or likes a gig is just like really wants to, go out and do those things.
Chomping at the bit, I think, a lot of, and acts are the same way. I think lots of bands are like just desperate to get back out there. So I think you have no shortage of talent to put on.
No, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I mean, usually bands go in like cycles. So one year they'll be recording an album, the next year they'll be touring and like various other things. But you don't get all the bands available in 1 year. But if you think about it, for 2021, you've really got 2 years worth of bands available. So I think you'll see some very strong festival lineups around the world next year.
I certainly hope so. Do you think there'll be more festivals popping up next year?
No. I think anyone who starts a festival next year would be mad. Because you've literally just sat here and seen the effect that the virus can have. I just think it's very scary starting a new festival. I've done it twice in my life and it's terrifying, and you're definitely not going to do it right off the back of a pandemic.
No, maybe that's probably good advice to maybe wait a little while. So how's lockdown been for you? I know you said that planning 2,000 streams was quite stressful, but how has sort of been like day-to-day life for you been?
Well, interesting. I've got a toddler who's just under 2 years old. You probably heard him screaming at the start of this call. That's pretty full on when there's no nursery. So my partner's a nurse, so she's been doing more shifts. I've been trying to manage the kind of cancellation and the crowdfunder and all that stuff. So I've still been working. We've also got a toddler. So yeah, it was pretty mad at first. And also we went through the whole process that I think everybody went through, which is like, what does the pandemic going to mean for our lives? We're now more, it feels normal now, but at the start it was very uncertain. So yeah, lockdown, it was quite stressful. Probably drank a few too many beers to deal with the stress at the start. I don't know if this is necessarily information you need on the podcast, but I then had my gallbladder out because I had gallstones, which is like one of the most painful things. Apparently, like it's on a 9 out of 10 pain rating. So I was in hospital for 3 weeks. That was fun.
That's not what you want during a pandemic, is it really?
No, I'd literally just got all the 2,000 trees and arctangent stuff done. And I was like, I can relax now. And it's like, no, you can't. No, you'll be going to hospital. But that's all over now. So that's good.
That is good. And I think we are coming to the end of lockdown. I'm not sure where you are in the world, but in Brighton where I am, it's like business as usual, as if nothing ever happened. So I think things will start to return to normal in some ways. Yeah.
I'm in Bristol. I think those of us that live in cities have seen the biggest changes. I know a lot of people that live in the countryside, like my family, and you don't really, on a day-to-day basis, you don't see massive changes because you're used to it being quiet. You're used to not necessarily going out. Whereas in a city, you get used to going to a shop or a pub or a cafe nearly every day of the week, and the streets being busy. But I've been like cycling through Bristol at peak rush hour, just going down the middle of the road with my eyes shut, and there's no chance of you meeting a car. It's like, it's mad. I mean, it's not like that now, but in the start of lockdown, it's so quiet. But yeah, I guess we're returning to normal. But for me, the thing that I love to do the most is the thing that they're not letting us do, which is like gigs and festivals and going out. Really, just the kind of nighttime economy in the arts. Just want that to restart again.
Yeah, I think that maybe going to be one of the last things. I think because always when there's like alcohol involved, those kind of things are typically left, and like, well, crowds are like what make up live music and things like that. So that'll be difficult to justify, I think, really, and especially if there's not because there is still a virus out there, you know. I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like we've somehow skipped a few steps, you know, and like now we're getting masks on. I'm like, okay, so I'm not sure what the timeline will be really.
Yeah, it's pretty bonkers that 4 months down the line they've decided, oh yeah, we will have masks now.
It's led by donkeys, aren't we?
Yeah. Yes.
How was so in lockdown? I sort of had like every week was like a new. I'm like, yes, I'm really into darts this week. I'm really into watching Tour de France clips. Did you ever have like a weird like obsession about something, or like is it like a food that you were like, I want this every single day?
The thing I've done in lockdown is try and think about what are the things that I love doing that I've stopped doing. So what do I want to start doing again? So one of them was playing guitar. So I got I used to be in bands a lot, but when I got more, when festivals became like my job, I stopped doing it. So I've had my guitar out, been playing. That's been fun. I play golf. Golf's one of my ways to relax. So I've started that up again. It's not necessarily what you would expect, but I do like a game of golf. And my favourite thing about lockdown is me and some friends have been doing an album club where we each suggest an album a week. So you've got 5 albums to listen to. And then we get together every Sunday night on Zoom and talk them through and like vote on what's the favourite one. So it's got me into loads of albums that I should have listened to but had never got round to. It's been great. I really enjoyed it. Because of my job and because of what I like to do, I listen to mostly new bands. So I'm like, wherever the new albums are out, I'll be on those, working out who I can book for 2000 Trees and Arctangent. So it's nice to be forced to go back and be like, no, go and listen to like a classic Faith No More album, or this week we've got like Manic Street Preachers and Down and I can't remember what else, but yeah, it's cool. I'm enjoying it.
That is, yeah, and like watching Tour de France clips for me, I would like never have done that if not for this opportunity, you know. And I think yes, that's how you have to think about it. Is this has been a bit of an opportunity to, let's say, do things that you wanted to do but had given up for whatever reason. Yeah,
exactly.
Well, James, it's been an absolute pleasure speaking to us. Thank you. And yeah, I'll hopefully be seeing you in 2021 at the turbocharged 2000 Trees.
Yeah, we'll be there. Let's have a beer then.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm a bit annoyed actually that I didn't get my face on the toilet. Maybe we can work something out.
Okay, let's do it.
Fantastic. All right. Bye-bye.
Cheers. See ya.